Kristen Edwards, and I'm the director of the Calhoun County Land Bank Authority, and we are very happy to be here today on this lovely rainy day in Battle Creek, celebrating 20 years of land banking with our friends from the Michigan State Land Bank Authority. So we have Joseph Ribbett, who is the director of the State Land Bank Authority, and his team, Linda Horak and Adam Roebuck here. And we are standing at 68 Freylenheisen, which is a rehab project that is being funded with dollars from the State Land Bank Authority. We are excited to be joined by some of our board members, our chair, Brian Winsauer, our vice chair, Lynn Ward-Gray, and Ms. Len Reed, who represents the City of Albion. We also have with us today some of our advisory committee members from the Washington Heights neighborhood. We've got Ms. Cynthia Fleming, Dr. Johnson, and I don't know if I'm missing anybody, but if Mr. Sweet. I heard here. Those folks have done a ton of work that Ms. Lynn will talk about in a little bit, and as always, we have our photographer, Mr. Compton, with us as well. And we also have a county commissioner, Dr. French, is around here somewhere, probably with Mr. Sweet. All right. If I forgot you, I'm sorry, but we're so glad that you're here today with us. So why are we at this structure? We are at this structure because it's been a labor of love for our land bank team. It is a duplex. It's a mirror image duplex, 3-bedroom unit on each side, 1,900 square feet each side. Each side has their own basement right near downtown. And we started this project, our hopes and dreams for this project in 2019. And then in 2020, a little thing called a global pandemic hit and derailed our hopes and dreams for this project. So we have picked it back up and have been just chipping away at it. If you've driven by this house, you know that this porch used to be really dilapidated and fallen off. So we deconstructed it and rebuilt it to historic district standards with one set of money. Then we re-sided the house with a different pot of money. We fixed this foundation over here with a different pot of money and redid the porch, all to make sure that the exterior was secure so that when we were ready we could do the interior, which is what we're going to do now. And we also picked this project because this adjacent neighborhood is one that we've done a lot of work in with our NSP $2, and that's really where the land bank got its start here in Calhoun County. We were formed in 2006, but 2010 and 2011 is when we partnered with the City of Battle Creek on the Neighborhood Stabilization Program, and that's actually what I came to work on. And that was a huge government program to really address the housing crisis of the mid-2000s. So it was a lot of rehab, some infill housing, which is in this adjacent neighborhood here, and demolitions. And we did a lot of demolitions in our early years. I think, Amy, it was 665 across the county in like 12 years. But we also did rehabilitations through our Transform This Home program, and that's where we partnered with local buyers to do rehabilitations. It's like 55 with an investment of $2 million. Habitat's rehabilitated 12 of our houses in addition to that. What we also put together for you today is some storyboards that tells our story. It tells our story from some of our industrial properties that we've owned, some of our commercial properties that we've owned that have been transformed, some really amazing Transform This homes that you should take a look at. One of them seriously looked like a garage and we thought we had the wrong photo up, but no. And that's in the Washington Heights neighborhood. And that's a neighborhood where we have really done a lot of work with our advisory committee and changed the way that our land bank is doing work and thinking about properties. And now I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Lynn Ward-Gray, our vice chair on our board, but also the chair of the Washington Heights Advisory Committee.
They keep giving me duties. I don't know. Thank you. Thank you to the Michigan Land Bank Authority for coming and being with us today. Thank all of you. Thank you to my colleagues on the Washington Heights neighborhood. It's been 4 years. We've been doing this work for a long time, but it's, again, another labor of love. And my colleagues on the Calhoun County Land Bank Authority and the chair letting me kind of give these remarks today. And all of you who came out, really appreciate it. And I have to also give a huge nod to the staff. Let's give a big round of applause to the staff because they put all all this work together for us to review. They do the site visits, all the stuff that we don't see, all the interaction with the public, when they're happy, when they're not happy, all of that happens through them, and we appreciate them so very much. And another board member just arrived. Thank you. And so I'll give some remarks, because if I don't read it, I'm going to forget something. So here we go. It's wonderful to celebrate this milestone, 20 years of us land banking in Michigan. That's awesome. I've served on the board for several years and have watched the team grow to meet the challenges and opportunities in our community. Staff have spent the past 4 years working in the Washington Heights neighborhood and the advisory committee to create a land reuse strategy for the 250 properties held in the land bank's inventory. Critical to find an approach that allow community members, business owners, and residents to guide the future use of publicly owned properties. The advisory committee allowed this approach, uplifted hurdles to property ownership, challenges in the neighborhood, and need for clarity around programming and resources. They also removed hurdles to ownership, staff sought and received additional dollars to clear title and combine properties under its existing side lot program. To date, just under 30 buyers have taken advantage of this opportunity. Staff also assists on clearing pre-development hurdles for sites. The advisory committee for lots identified as opportunities for the Develop This Lot program. So clear title, zoning assistance, environmental work, surveys, all that good stuff is happening through the advisory and then ultimately through the Land Bank Authority Board. Just last night, the advisory committee supported revisions to the Land Bank's policies that would help create an heir and legacy program. And let me just tell you, that one is so important. And I think we're pioneers in this area to really put some thought behind what happens when a property has been in a family and then lost to tax foreclosure. How does that family get it back? And we've been doing that work, and glad to be a beacon of light for other communities, even expanding beyond Washington Heights right here in our own community. So that's really exciting work. This work led to a grant from the Michigan State Housing Development Authority for 4 new houses and lots identified for infill housing by the Washington Heights Neighborhood Advisory Committee. As Christian Mission, this is a labor of love. Staff work to create programs and opportunities. Sometimes they need to go back and redefine those guidelines. Projects may need more than one stream of funding, as you heard with this property, and certainly require a lot of patience. Projects may have several steps, like this structure. And one key ingredient to a successful land bank includes a successful project, is supportive partnerships and the ability to leverage dollars. That is so, so critical. And one of our most important partners is the Michigan State Land Bank Authority. Rehabilitation dollars from the State Land Bank Authority will finish the rehabilitation of this house and others in Battle Creek and in Albion. And it's my pleasure to introduce Joseph Rivet, the Executive Director, who will now say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. You and Kristen, of course, have done a really great job. I don't even know if I need this. I talk pretty loud, but anyway, talking about what land bank work is. So, on behalf of the State Land Bank, we're very, very pleased to be here. Our role is to assist and support and provide as much financial resources as possible to our 51 partner local land banks. 52 later this afternoon when I sign a new one into existence. But City of Grand Rapids this afternoon will be a land bank as well. And we work with our local partners. You have an extraordinary land bank, extraordinary team. Obviously, Krista, Amy Rose, and the entire team. Treasurer Wendy Sauer, who I just met 5 minutes ago. But that partnership is critical. The Michigan legislature and Governor Whitmer, the last couple of years ago, invested $150 million in blight elimination, which we are administering across the state. And that's very hard work by Linda and Adam and the rest of our team. They do the heavy lift. And we are seeing tremendous opportunities like this. We at the Land Bank get up every day and we say, let's focus on our work, let's focus on the people of Michigan, because that's what we're supposed to do. And these are the days to celebrate, because this will translate into terrific housing opportunities for the people of Michigan. And that's what we do. So I won't belabor things, because the great work you're doing here speaks for itself, but we appreciate not only the opportunity to be here today, but our terrific partnership that we have with the Calhoun County Land Bank, and we look forward to keep doing it. Thanks.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say one more thing, just on a personal note. Knowing, as I served as a city commissioner for 11 years, knowing that housing was such a challenge in the Ward 2 where I served, having the opportunity to create generational wealth, get wealth back into a family that they can pass on that generational wealth, be able to live on one side and rent out the other side and create entrepreneurs in our community. All of that is what I'm so proud the Land Bank has its hands in. It also is working with minority contractors, and that is also critical work where, we all need plumbers, we all need, people to painters, everything, welders, and creating opportunity and showing people the way and walking them through how to become a contractor, that the Land Bank is involved in that is so critical. And I'm just so happy that we are making those kinds of changes here. And I want to give a shout out to Pastor French as well. She is here doing this exact same work. It's more than just a church that's in the neighborhood. She is doing the work around supporting the community and creating that hub of hope, right? And so I just wanted to make sure I gave her her flowers while she's standing here. Thank you.
So we would invite you to enjoy some Louis cookies, some coffee, and take a look at our boards. And our team is here. We've got Quentin, Tonisha, Amy Rose, and Mariah. If you have any questions about the boards, and Zach, who I'm looking right at.
I also have some of my team here too.
And then we've got some folks from the Treasurer's Office, Penny,
Yeah, Penny is
and
our
Heather.
foreclosure and prevention manager.
And City of Battle Creek is here.
Heather.
But if you have any questions about our board specifically, our team would be happy to guide you through and talk about some of the things that are on them if you have questions. So thank you all for joining us today.